You know, lots of great background noise. I am sweaty as heck. Own the Day by Aubrey Marcus. It's time to record this episode. I think it's chapter 4. Let's validate that. Jeez. What's up, crew? Welcome to a new video. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Connie, aka Big Man Syndrome. This series is really about the book Own the Day by Aubrey Marcus. It is a really cool book so far. Really enjoyed it, and every chapter I sort of have an aha moment, or at least something to take away from. If you don't know who that is, he is the owner and founder of Onnit, provides a whole plethora of fitness and health items. I believe I still have an affiliate link with them, and if I do, it'll be live down below. So if you typically shop through Onnit or haven't heard of it and you want to check it out, going through that link will track purchases and be a way to support the channel if that's something you want to do. Own the Day, it's been a really cool book so far. It's been a pretty easy read, and I am on chapter 6. Today's video is about chapter 5, which is called Drive Time, Alive Time. Every time I have a thought of like, well, this is going to be a total self-promotional portion, like last chapter where I discussed the supplements, I figured he was just going to fill it up with Onnit stuff, and he really actually stayed away from that, only mentioning it a few times. Same thing with this one, because he has a podcast, he has a lot of different things, which indirectly obviously can say maybe he is lightly promoting, but digress. It's been a while since I finished reading it. And I'm gonna try to get through this book a little bit faster. It's literally taking me forever to get through the book, simply because I wanted to do this and I still want to do this. So every time I end a chapter, I put the book down and I wait until I'm able to record my review. So I think it's actually been about a month since I did finish that chapter, but I'd like to pick that up a little bit because I am going to order a new book. I've talked about Genius Foods a lot in the channel before, and the same author came out with a book called Genius Life. So I'm going to be ordering that, and hopefully what I can at least do is dedicate some time every night to get through each chapter a little quicker, and then just commit to the idea that this is very easy. Put the camera down, talk really quick, and then edit it later. So tangent, too much. Chapter is called Drive Time, Alive Time, and really it's not just about driving. What he's referring to for drive time is like when most people have a long commute in the morning. Right now, not so much, not super relevant, but you know, before quarantine and potentially after quarantine, when we return to our day jobs, if you don't work remotely, you might have a long period of time where you're sitting in dead space. And his whole hack is, you know, find a way to optimize those time frames. And even time frames before that, when you're getting ready to get in the car, you're preparing to get into the car, or just in general, optimizing time so that you are soaking up every minute of the day to get something done. That is mentally uplifting. And one of the main things he obviously talks about, which he's a big advocate on, is meditation or being mindful. And there's a big difference, I guess, between those two. I never really thought about it. Whereas meditation, you're really trying to clear your mind and think about just about nothing and sit in silence and try to just zen out. Whereas mindfulness, you're really trying to soak in a lot of information and wake your brain up. So he has some techniques that he talks about in there that I won't go into depth. I'll leave that to you if you want to grab the book. Again, link down below to the book if you do want to grab that. That does help up the channel. The next step to all this is to fill time with more valuable stuff. For example, a podcast that might actually provide you with information you didn't know before, rather than sitting in your car raging out to your favorite tracks, which every once in a while that is totally necessary, and you just need that. Like I just did a drive down to LA and back, which is 6 hours from where I'm currently living, so within 48 hours. So I had 12 hours on the road, where some of it I wanted to spend listening to a podcast, and other times I just needed to listen to music because I didn't really want to think. I just wanted to burn for 6 hours straight. But it's really important to find those times where you can flip on a podcast, you can enrich what you know or don't know, and learn something new. I think one of the recent ones from Aubrey was anytime he has a podcast that's about food or health or anything like that, I really want to listen to it. And this is where I learned that Genius Life is now out from Mike LaGrave, I think it is. He had a podcast with him, and they were talking about some of the different things that we might do mentally that sort of shape how our day goes when it comes to health. Really, the main premise of this idea is to optimize your time. When you wake up in the morning, rather than going through the motions, grabbing, brushing your teeth, putting on some clothes, maybe taking a shower, grabbing some coffee, like dedicate a moment to really think about what's going on. Maybe go straight outside. Like he in the previous chapters, he talks about having water with lemon as like a power elixir for the morning. He talks about the cold water plunge. After you do those things, take a moment, sit down, practice some mindfulness based on the techniques that he talks about. That way you start your day off ready to take in information. And if you have a long commute, or you have moments of time where there's just like dead space, where you don't really have work to do, you don't have much responsibilities, optimize it with some sort of easy to digest information. Throw a podcast on, and the great thing about podcasts is you can pretty much set that on and do something else at the same time. I think there's some risk or advice against that, because now you're taking away from the mindfulness and you're doing two things at the same time. But some people are great at multitasking. I'm gonna finish rambling here and go ahead and stop it. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope there was some good information for you, or you are interested in grabbing the book. It is a great book, and I do recommend it. Link is down below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, join the crew. And if you're not new, tap and go to the like button, leave a comment, share this video. Those are the things that help grow the crew. Until the next one, which I hope is soon. I'll see you later, crew.